Sure, all you people in Memphis are going to hear Bill Dundee smarting off again today and talking about who's chicken and who's not. Probably Jerry Lawler and probably the FABS. He's probably going to be running us down real good. Well, Bill Dundee, we realize there's one thing you want, and that's an opportunity to come in and take as many belts as you can possibly get. Well, you started with Jerry Lawler's, and let me tell you something. We realize that you're going to come in here with the idea that you're going to walk right over the FABS, too, and get their belts. But you know, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, you know, Bill Dundee. Obviously, you don't want to put that Southern title up on the line anymore. You're just going to sit on it for 30 days. And there's one thing you want, is another set of belts. And here they are, brother. But you know, if it's good for you, it's good for us. So we're not about to put our titles on the line against you and some nobody that we don't have any idea if he's got the credibility to even step in as a tag team partner. We're going to do the same thing you're doing, Bill Dundee. We're going to put it and we're going to sit on it. And if you want an opportunity, any given night, if you want an opportunity to get these tag team belts, all you got to do is put that Southern belt on the line against one of us, and then it's all yours. You'll get that title shot. What do you think, Stan?
It sounds good, Bill. Let me tell the people of Memphis something, and also Bill Dundee something. You know, Monday night, there's not going to be any pressure on the FABS or Bill Dundee's team. You know why? Because no belts will be at stake. You know what this means? This means that Stan and Steve can go out there completely relaxed and just concentrate on one thing, and that's kicking some booty. And for the past 5 months, the people of Memphis know that all Steve and Stan have done, every time we've walked towards that squared circle there in the Mid-South Coliseum, we've gone out there to fight. And I think, without bragging, I think we fight just as good, or if not better, than anybody else around here, because we've had plenty of darn practice. I'm talking about boards, chains, chairs, you name it, we've done it. Let me tell you something, Bill Dundee. You come out there at TV Saturday and act like a guy who's about 6'8", when really you're about 5'4". You must have put on some real big, tall platform shoes. You must have thought you were really tough all of a sudden because you came out there and you shoved Steve Kern and Stan Lane. Well, you don't do that, brother. We just had a phone call from Jackie Fargo, and he told us, he said, I'm really surprised. I'm really let down with my FABs. You let some little jerk shove you, and not only that, you let some little guy go out there in the ring and strut around. He's doing my strut, boys. What do you think about that? We said, Jackie, it won't happen again. And I'm going to make a promise. I know Steve feels the same way I do. Bill Dundee, little bantam rooster, if you go out there and you try to strut one time Monday night, we're going to knock your teeth down to your toes, brother. We're going to teach you a lesson, Bill Dundee. We don't like little goofy jerks like you coming around here after all the reputation we've established and try to shove us around and try to say something like that about us. Let me tell you something. Monday night, you get ready. We're going to whip you and whip you good.
At least you had the opportunity to hear the interview with the fabulous one.
Just let me tell all you rednecks out there something. There's two kinds of people in this world, brother. There's weasels and there's weasel slappers, and you're looking at two weasel slappers. Now, they stand out here. Now, just let get a picture of this. Just let me ask you this now. What month's this, Lance Russell?
Well, this is October.
October. They both have suntans like they've just come back from Florida, and everybody knows they ain't been there. They've been right here where there's no sun. So they lay in a sunbed all day. Now, they get up and they comb their hair real pretty in the morning. What's left of Steve Kern? It's all falling out in the front. And they have some old bleach blonde, Jackie Fargo, telling them that they're great. And they're believing it. No, what you guys are, Jack, is steroid freaks. You take that little needle, shove it in your booty, push the end of it, and that blows you up. Well, that's nothing, brother. That's a figment of your imagination. You're looking at a real man, Daddy. Now, Ronnie Millslap can see that I'm not 6'4", and Ray Charles could also see that I'm not 5'4". I've told you for years. 5'7", 207 pounds, the toughest pound-per-pound wrestler there is, right?
You're a tough one, I'll say that.
Okay, now, I never claimed to be a giant. I just claim to be great at what I do, and Superstar, too, is great at what he does. Now, Steve Kern and Stan Lane, you're going to look awful foolish Tuesday morning when you go home and somebody says, well, who won last night, Stevie? Some little girl with green teeth runs up and says, who won last night? And they're going to hang their heads and they're going to say, little Billy Dundee and the Superstar won. Now, how are you going to feel coming out here telling the people how small I am and how big you are when I'm going to whoop you, boy? You're going to look like a fool. Now, just let me tell you all something. Jerry Lawler chickened out, and him and I run this place for 10 years. Me and Lawler was the kings there was, Daddy. Whenever they wanted somebody beat up, they put Jerry Lawler and Bill Dundee, and we did it. But Lawler's lost it, man. He's an old fat man. He couldn't beat Ric Flair. I'm going to do that. Steve Kern, Stan Lane, some other old man, Jackie Fargo, sits out there, and he picks up the telephone, and he says, Dundee's doing the strut better than I'm doing. That's right, Daddy, because I'm just a young athlete, Fargo. Now, why don't you show up, old man, and I'll beat your brains out, just like we're going to beat Stan and Steve. Now, talk to my man.
Well, there's not a whole lot to say, except
he
that...
said it all. But what we do is we walk down the mall, you know, and you see these girls. As we pass, they say, who is that? Boy, they sure do have class. But all the women you got around here look like they finished last in a pit bull contest. That's what kind of women hang around with the FABs. They get out here and they talk about how big and bad, and they're going to slap somebody's teeth down to their feet. But yet they don't have guts enough to put that title up. That's what it's all about. Here's guts right here, and we'll prove it.
Now, I just want to leave you with this. I just want to live. Now, honestly, all you people sitting back there, hey, Fatso, I'm talking to you. Put the paper down, pulling back that bowl of grits, and that little old lady running around serving you. Take a look at your TV screen, and can you honestly say they can look as good as I do, Lance? No, and they can't wrestle in their fight. We're going to beat you.
The superstars.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you one thing, Billy. You better be sure of your partner, because you're going against a couple of guys that have honed their teeth well on the sheep herders, and you see how tough the FABs are. We'll be seeing it all Monday night.